Welcome to part 2 of my declutter. So this is powder products. Well, mostly powder products. There are some like non-powder products in there. Just because I went back through some stuff because I have a bag right here of little items that I try once more just to make sure before I declutter. But this is some of the products that I am decluttering that are in the more powder section. Cream products, I was having a hard time figuring out whether they would go to liquid or cream. So I just put them with, liquid or powder. And I just put them with powder. And, well, at least some. I don't know. I was trying to organize it as best as possible. But this is what I have here. So this one shouldn't take as long. And then some of these I didn't even know like where to categorize them, to be quite honest. Like some were just not categorical. I don't know. I just couldn't categorize them and wanted to put them somewhere, just somewhere to work on. But these are the products. I'm gonna move some to the side just so we can focus on just a few at a time. But this is gonna get messy just cause, well, there's some messy products in here. But we're gonna just get started with eyeshadow first. Let me make sure I got all the eyeshadows. Yep, I got all the eyeshadows. So we're gonna start with this Pat McGrath Labs palette. Gosh dang it, this is what's been happening every time, is that it only has one matte, but it has these beautiful shimmers. And I keep getting hung up on the beautiful shimmers each time. Like I'm like, oh, I don't use it a lot. I should declutter it. And then I look into it and I'm like, frick, it is so pretty. Oh gosh, I don't know if I'm strong enough. We'll put her to the side for now. I am going to, though, get rid of my Cosmic Brushes Gothic palette. I did get some use out of her, but I realized the only two colors I was really leaning towards was Pale Moon and Lace. I feel like I can dupe that somewhere else. I'm gonna see if someone else is going to want this, because yes, it has been used, but I think it is not old enough that somebody can get some real use out of it. So I'm gonna ask around and see if any of my friends would want this. But she's got to go because, like I said, I'm only going for these two shades right here, and it's not fair just to keep a palette for those two shades. ColourPop. This is in Ripple. This used to be one of my favorite colors, just absolutely favorite, but it's dry. It's dry. It's not producing the same pigment as it used to, and I've just stopped buying ColourPop Super Shocks recently. At least the shadows. The highlighters are great, but the shadows, I feel like they just dry out really quick. I feel like I can't like tighten them enough to like keep them from drying out. And then they just dry out and I'm not happy. Urban Decay Moondust. I do like the Moondust shadows. This one's in Space Cowboy. This one just, I keep using it over and over and I realize it's just a little too warm toned for me. So it looks a little orangey on my eyes. I did enjoy it during the summer, but during like winter and things like that, it wasn't hitting. So I'm gonna see if someone else would really enjoy this one. All right, let's do like bronzer contour items. All right, so this is from ColorGram and it's just a contour stick. It's not a bad product. It's too small for what I want to use it for. I feel like this is more for precise contouring and I don't do precise contouring. So I think someone else would get better use out of it. I also don't like the brush. I feel like the brush is just not worth putting it on the product. But I think someone else would really enjoy this if they like more precise contour. All right, my Milk Contour. The only reason I'm getting rid of this is not because the formula is not good. It's because it smells like crayons. And I feel like that's not a good thing to smell. So it's gotta go. And then the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I used it a few times. It was all right. It's more of a contour than it was like a bronzer shade. The issue is it dried out really fast. So I didn't really get to use it as much as I would have liked to before it dried out. So it's just gotta go. All right, we're gonna do lip liners next. Lip liners, lip liners. All right, these are the lip liners. This one is, these two are from the same company. They're from Profusion. They're the Color Spell ones. You were getting them free for a while. I just don't really use them. See, that one isn't even really used. That one got used a little bit, but it's not quite the color I like, and so they gotta go. It's not because they're bad, it's just I don't use the colors. This is also not bad. This is the Sephora lip liner in Molasses, and I used her quite a bit. Oh my gosh, there we go. I used her quite a bit. It's just old. Oh, geez. Yeah, no, that smells like really bad. It's gotta go. That cannot be healthy. Now, these are two different lip liners, but they're going for the same reason. So this is the Makeup Talk color, and this is the e.l.f. Baddest Beige. Let's take that off. They're just a little too warm toned for me. Like, I thought they'd look more neutrally, but that beige color ends up looking a little orange on my skin, and it's just not, it's not the color I want. So they're gonna have to go. Sadly enough, they're just not my colors. All right, eyeliners. These are like cream eyeliners. I'll put this in here too. So these are the Danessa Myricks ones. And I got them at Sephora, and I was really excited. And then I played with them. And I don't really do liner. I usually do it in the waterline. These just weren't showing up in the waterline. Like, they swatch very nice. Like, they swatch very pretty, but they're just not showing up in the waterline. They don't last in the waterline. I just don't use them the way they need to be used. So they just gotta go because of that. I have tried putting them in the waterline, so they will not go to another home. If I had just used them on the lid, I would be more likely to give them to someone else, but that's not happening. All right, this, like I said, don't really play with liner, and only if it goes in the waterline, and this does not go in the waterline. And I get it, it says Perfect Point Plus for lash line. Because I don't use eyeliners that way, it's just not gonna get used in my collection, so it's gotta go. And then the ColourPop Shadow Stick in, what color is this? Ooh, Juicy Gossip. This I just regret buying, not because of how it looks, but because I know I don't use shadow sticks very often. Like, see, that's very pretty, but I just don't use shadow sticks often, and I'm sad that, like, I swatched it and things like that. I wish I hadn't bought it just because I thought I would use it, and then I just ended up not using it, and I wasted it, and I hate that I wasted it. So it's gotta go. It hasn't gone on my eye, so I might actually see if someone wants that, but it's just, it can't stay in my collection. All right, I'm gonna get the highlighters next. So these are the highlighters that gotta go. So I love the other Frosty the Snowman one, but the Icicle Spree is just not my color. Like, that's not quite the color I reach for. So it's gotta go. The formula is great. It's still got its pigment. It still works really great, just not my color. And then this is Hippo from ColourPop. And this is also not my color. It's like a purple highlight, but it's very like glowy instead of sparkly. I bought it for a friend to use for her wedding makeup. Didn't end up using it because she thought it still looked a little too pink. And because it was already used, I couldn't return it. Actually, no, that's not true. I did use it, swatched it, blah, 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 to like, for her, but it was past the return date at that point because I was so sure she was gonna like it, and then she ended up not liking it. So it's gotta go. I am sure it will find a good home though. So this is the Kristen Lee Cosmetics. I love their eyeshadows, but for some reason, like, do you see that right there? I think the tin is rusting, but it's just rusting and I don't feel comfortable using it. So it's gotta go. All right, the House Labs highlighter in Moonstone. I just now have silver highlighters I like a little bit more than this formula, but it's still very soft, very like nice, still very pigmented, very impactful. Just, you know, you find products that you like more and you just end up using those products more, and that will get a better home. I have one blush. We're gonna be very careful because I didn't want to get rid of this. I wanted to use this because purple blush was coming back in style, and I was like, oh, I have my own purple blush. That'll be great. She bust. Like it's destroyed. It's been leaking everywhere. So I'm just gonna have to get a new purple blush. But I didn't want to get rid of her. It happened. All right. This is a ColourPop lipstick. It's 24/7 Power Pout. I put this on again and it just isn't my color. Like, it's a little too warm on me. It doesn't work right for my color. I have another one by them. I really like the formula, but I also like drier lipsticks. But this is just not my color. I thought it would work on me because I watched someone else about my skin tone use it and I thought it looked pretty on her. But when I saw it on me, I was like, no, thank you. So it's gotta go. Matte Putty Primer. Gotta go. Just because I don't use primers anymore, and I bought the trio for someone else to use, and then they ended up not using it, so it just is what it is kind of deal. So I want to give it to someone who will actually use this and enjoy it. And then the Fit Plus powder. I just feel like it's not strong enough for what I need. I wasn't reaching for it, and I just need something stronger than this. I feel like this, it says matte and poreless. It's just not as long lasting as I want it to be. And because it's not as long lasting as I want it to be, it just needs to go. I hate that it needs to go, but it just doesn't work because it's so sad because I love this. Like, this Maybelline powder, I know it's a powder foundation, but this lasts so freaking long on me. I use it as a setting powder, and look at that. Like, I hit pan in the middle. Like, I love this so much, and I was so sad that this did not live up to this. And that's my products. I'm gonna be very careful because I don't want that powder blush to like burst. I'm still hesitant about the Pat McGrath Labs one. There might be other reasons why I'm holding on to it, and maybe I just need to let go of it, but we're gonna put it in my still need to try out bag. We'll try it out again, and if I absolutely love it, I'll keep it, but if I do not absolutely love it the next time I try it, I am just going to get rid of it. Like, it just needs to go if I don't love it the next time I put it on. But these are the products. I am going to give away what I can to friends and family, people in my life who I don't mind like cleaning these up for and then handing them out. But anything like lip products, things like that are probably just not going to go to family because I don't know, I'm just nervous, especially since sometimes I don't know how long I've had something. And then the idea of handing my family members like a lip product or a cream product that has just been used and abused and may hold bacteria is just not something I am interested in doing. So cream products will probably go. This will probably go just because it's like rusting everywhere and I'm scared to give that to. And anything that has expired or broken will also go. And like I said, this is not for me to brag. This is not for me to like show how much makeup. It's not me being wasteful. This is me just clearing out my collection for things that I do enjoy. I have actually been doing better about buying products. A lot of stuff this year has been gifted to me, and I really evaluate each product before I buy it nowadays. I'm very rarely buying things just to try it and use it on my channel. They're products I actually enjoy from brands I actually enjoy, and they're things that suit me more than things in the past. I feel like this declutter has been so much smaller than like other times I've decluttered makeup just because I was more careful this time. And I'm trying to use products and use them up, things like that. I'm just trying to be more careful. I feel like I've done a lot better than previous years, and I'm kind of proud of myself for it getting smaller and smaller, because this time, instead of 3 or 4 declutters, I was able to do just 2, and I thought that was pretty good. I'm also trying this thing where I'm not forcing myself to get rid of anything I do want. So if it is something I like and it is something I enjoy, and it's not expired or like growing mold or anything like that, I try to keep it as long as possible until I absolutely have to get rid of it. And then I will get rid of it. But I am trying to lower my consumer stuff. But that's it for today. These are the products I am decluttering. Let me know how y'all are doing and what makeup you've been loving. I love to hear from you, and I love to get suggestions. Make sure to check out my Instagram. It is CAPT_IVATING_makeup. That is Captivating Makeup with 2 underscores. I hope all of you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.